I've got lots of great free plugins in this one, including a limited time freebie that you're not going to want to miss. So let's get to it. But first, this video is sponsored by DistroKid. Get your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all over the place, and keep 100% of the royalties with DistroKid. Now, the first free VST plugin that we're going to look at is Frostwave Audio's Tube Shifter. They say this plugin will infuse your audio with warmth, character, and a touch of vintage analog magic through its blend of color and distortion. It's an extremely easy to use plugin. You have your color control that acts like a tilt EQ. Then there's the drive, which controls how much of the tube saturation that you're going to add to your signal. And then finally, the mix control. And this allows you to dial in the perfect amount of this entire effect onto your track. There's been lots of free reverb plugins coming out lately, and here's another one. This is PSP AudioWare's Chamber Reverb. This is a straightforward reverb plugin that emulates rooms of various sizes. You have a few room sizes that you can choose from, plus different variations of the space. You have your typical damping, pre-delay, and decay controls. Then you have a nice filter section, width, mix, and level controls. Plus there's the proc button, which is kind of cool. This allows you to turn off the input signal that goes into the reverb, but it still keeps the reverb on, which can be great for automating it. You can automate the proc button, and you're just going to turn off the input, but you're going to keep the reverb tail, so it doesn't sound like it's just cut off. Now let's look at an interesting free plugin with an interesting name. This is Seaquake Techno Rumble from Codwave. This one is designed specifically for your kick drums. Now it's more for electronic styles of music or cinematic scores where adding some rumble and depth to your kick is needed. You can adjust the tail of the rumble with the length control. You can use the delay control to ensure that the rumble is aligned with your beat. Dynamics adjust the intensity. Distortion adds some breakup. Then color allows you to adjust the tonal character. Next up is a really cool distortion plugin. But first, if you're using any of these plugins to make music, or you're just making music at all, then release your music to the same streaming sites that the artists you listen to have their music on, like iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all over the place. Get your music out there with DistroKid. They make it extremely easy to release your music onto these sites, plus they give you so much more. Now, one of my favorite things about DistroKid is the special access section. This is where you can take control of your artist's Spotify listing, so you can customize the profile image on there, plus customize the entire profile, and you also get the verified artist badge on Spotify as well. DistroKid also easily allows you to get the official artist badge on YouTube, and this unlocks YouTube features that are just for musicians. All of this stuff is included with your DistroKid membership, which is right around $20, but you can use the link down in the description. You're going to save 7% off of that. So save some money, use that link, and release your music the right way with DistroKid. And the next free plugin that we're checking out is Obliterate from Newfangled Audio. This is a pretty extreme distortion that started its life as a filter, but they say that there was a bug in the code that turned it into this monstrosity, and they liked it enough to leave that bug in there and release this plugin to you. There's two distortion algorithms. There's on and then more on. Then you have filtering controls to really dial in the sound of the destruction. It's likely not your everyday distortion, but it can add some interest here and there, or maybe it does become an all-time thing for whatever kind of music you're making. All right, here's another free reverb plugin. This is Subtle Spaces from Fine Classic Plugins. This is an easy-to-use convolution reverb. There's 16 impulse responses from 16 different rooms or spaces in a variety of sizes. And each room has its own character, which is really cool. There's simple controls, great sound. It's an excellent free reverb plugin. A lot of times we see a ton of free EQ or free compressors, free reverbs, and plugins that we already have 50 of in our plugin library. But sometimes there's these interesting plugins that we don't have any of. And this is Resonator. This one can create harmonies. There's 8 modules that you can customize and switch between. It's a very easy plugin to use, and you can use it subtly to thicken up a vocal or a synth or whatever you want to put it on, or you can get a little more aggressive with it so it can create more obvious harmony types of sounds. Now here's a limited time free offer. You can get iZotope's Neutron 5 Elements for free over on KVR until December 31st, 2024. And I'm pretty sure you need to create a KVR account, which is free. Then you fill out the form to get the free license. And it seems like they check these requests manually, so it can take a day or two for you to receive your license, but it will arrive and you'll have this very nice plugin for free. iZotope Neutron 5 Elements is an AI-assisted mixing plugin. You can throw it on any track, it's going to listen to that track, and then it's going to make some adjustments based on what it hears. And after it does that, you do have some settings that you can manually adjust to make it fit just right. There's some excellent free effects plugins out there. Now, if you want to check out an excellent free drum plugin, click this video right here. And if you liked this video that you just watched, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.